Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sunday Mixin with Psycho Nixon, and we're making banana bread today. We've got our ingredients here. We've got flour, our bananas, salt, our baking soda, our butter, our eggs, brown sugar, and our measuring stuff. And some bowls for mixing everything up. And I'm going to move all this stuff and we'll get ready for the first part here. So, see you back in a little bit. Welcome back everybody. The first step we're supposed to do is preheat this oven to 350. And then what we also will do is coat these pans. A little bit of grease. So we got our grease here. Take a little dab. Make sure you get all the corners and everything so the bread comes out nice even here. So there, we got the grease in this one. Grease up this one. And as a final step, what we'll do is just put a real thin coat of flour on it, which will allow it to fall out a lot easier. Our flour here, just a smidge of flour. Just a smidge. Alright. Two smidges. Now we'll get back to mixing the ingredients together. See you in a minute. Welcome back everybody. We are going to mix all the dry stuff in this pan, in this bowl here. And then we will mix all the wet stuff in this bowl. And then we will end up mixing them together. And then we put them in our pans that we just greased and everything. So we're doing 2 loaves of banana bread today. So we will need 4 cups of flour here. I'm going to take your spoon, your measuring cup here. Here's 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups. And 4. There we go. Flour is now done. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now, if people don't know the difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, a teaspoon is TSP and a tablespoon is TBS. So, just a little information for you there. Because we're doing 2 loaves, we need 2 teaspoons. Excuse me. There's 1. And 2. Then we also need 1/4 of salt, teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. So I got our salt here. Measure it out nice carefully. And 1, 2. See, otherwise you could just do a 1/2 teaspoon, which is the same as 2/4. But we're not getting into math today, we're cooking. So our baking soda and our salt are done. Now we will mix all them together. All this stuff will kind of mix it all up real carefully like with the fork here. Try and get it all mixed in. A little bit here and there. Don't want a whole bunch of salt in one spot, so otherwise your banana bread will be salty. So we don't want that. Just gonna mix this up real nice with a fork. Now that that's done, we're gonna do the wet stuff. We're gonna do two separate things. We're gonna start with the butter and the brown sugar in this bowl, and then we'll have our eggs and bananas in a separate bowl, and then we'll mix the two wet stuff together, and then we'll take the two wet stuff and put it with this stuff, and then we can put it in our pan. So let's get this ready to go. Welcome back for mixing up the wet ingredients, and the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of butter, and that's for 1 loaf. So that would be 2 sticks of butter here. If you look here, if we can focus on it, can't focus on it. Anyways, right here it says 1/2 cup. That's 1 whole stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure you take the wrapper off, because I don't think you want that in your banana bread. You put that in there. Wrapper in the garbage. Take this wrapper off. 2 sticks of butter. Then we're going to take our 3/4 cup and brown sugar. Now we need 2 of those, which would be same as 1 whole cup and a half. So 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Take your brown sugar here. Pack that in there. There's 1. And this one. That's out of brown sugar. And there's 2. Alright, then we can set this over here. That's up there. Fork here, and we're going to mix this all up. When you cut the butter up into pieces, it will mix a lot better. We're doing it old school. We ain't using no blender. We ain't using no mixing thing. We're going to mix everything by hand here. So that's what we're going to do here. And I might be a little chunky right now, but once we get the eggs and the bananas in there, we'll be able to mix it a lot better. So, in a separate bowl, we will do the bananas and the eggs. It calls for 2 eggs right now, but we're doing 2 loaves. We double everything. So that's 4 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try juggling them? No, I don't think so. And then it also calls for roughly 2.5 bananas. But it says right here 2 1/3 cups of bananas. So we'll end up mashing them all up, putting them in the cup things, and we'll go from there. Get that all set up and mashed and mixed up and ready to go. See you in a little bit. Now that we have everything set up here for the eggs and the bananas, you always crack them into a separate bowl before you put them in the pan that you're going to be mixing everything in, just in case the egg is ruined. You put your last egg into the pan and it's rotten, then all of them are bad. So put our eggs in this bowl. Looks good. Looks good. Good. Alright, 4 good eggs. Perfect. Always wash your hands. Alright, so now we gotta do a little bit of math. Not very hard though. But you take 2/3 cup and 1/3 cup equals 1 cup. So it calls for 3 bananas or 2 1/3 cups of bananas. So you're going to take your bananas, you're going to peel. The blacker the better because they smush easier. Throw the peel away, rip it up in little pieces. I'm going to do this with all the bananas. We're just going to do a total of 6. Should be good. Did you know we are the only ones to peel it from this side? Monkeys and chimpanzees and gorillas, they all peel it from the other end. The reason why, they look at this part, the stem, as a handle, and then they peel it from this end. Isn't that interesting? There. We now have a bowl full of bananas, which we will mash and put them in with the eggs. Mix it up, and we will be ready to add these, all that with the brown sugar and the butter. So let me get these mashed up, put in here, whisk it with a fork. So when they say mash these bananas up, I mean mash them up. That's what they mean. Go ahead and squish them and put them right through your hands. But that's why we wash our hands. Go ahead and mash all these bananas up like that. They'll definitely feel weird. That's for sure. But you want them all nice and mashed. Scrape off all the rest of the banana stuff here. Hands are definitely tools, that's for sure. Alright, now we're going to wash our hands. Now that everything's been mashed, we're going to whisk all this stuff up here. Fork, whip it all up. Want to make sure that there's no big chunks in there. If there are, mash them up with your fork. Whisk them up even more. That looks pretty good to me. Don't see any huge chunks. So now, what we'll do is we're going to add the banana and the egg mixture with our brown sugar and butter mixture. I do a little bit at a time, just so I can get it all nice mixed up here. Just add a little more at a time, just a little bit at a time. And mix it up a little more. You're just going to keep mixing it until all the butter and everything is all mixed together. Don't want any clumps. And when we're done mixing this up, we're going to mix this with our flour, salt, and baking powder, and then we'll put it in our pan and we'll have to cook it. So, be back in a minute. Alright, now that we have the bananas, the brown sugar, the eggs, and the butter together, we're going to just add in a little at a time. Carefully mix it all in together. And grab a big spoon so I can see what the bottom looks like. Yeah, see how that flour didn't mix in there? Good thing we did that. I want to get all that mixture in there. Once it's all properly mixed, put it in the pan. We should be good. Alright, that looks good. And now we're going to go and pour it into our pans. Alright, because we're doing 2 loaves, we're going to just scoop some out and put it in there. Make sure you get all the corners and everything. Keep scooping it out, put it in the pan. Kind of push it in the corner so you have a nice loaf. And there you have it. You can spread these out so they're nice and even. That's looking good. And now what you'll do is you put these in the oven for 60 to 65 minutes, and then, or you could check it with the toothpick where you push it in, pull it out, and if it has stuff on it, then you need to cook it a little bit longer. It needs to come out clean. We'll put our timer on there for 1 hour, and we'll be back in an hour. Hello everybody, welcome back. Our banana bread is out of the oven now. We're gonna cut it and we're gonna eat some of it. And we're gonna take our butter here. Throw it on the bread. kind of bland. That's pretty good. Not bad for a first time. Thank you everybody for watching my videos. If you want to see more like this, just let me know in the comments below what you want to see. And it'll be for Sunday Mixin with Psycho Nixon. Thank you very much. I'm Psycho Nixon, and I'm out.
Yeah.